So Gilbert Arenas just pissed off Michael Jordan fans all over the world, and quite frankly, I honestly don't think he gives a But before we dive into this topic, we got to run the intro.
He's talking about you right now. The locker room. He said all the players are trash.
You making video after video about me, bro. You a fucking fat hoe ass nigga.
That's the word too much.
So Dwight Howard and Gilbert Arenas, they sat down for an episode on Dwight Howard's podcast, and they got to talking about a lot of different topics. And obviously, you know, you can't do a podcast these days without talking about the GOAT debate, right? That's one of the longest running debates on the internet right now, is who is the GOAT, Michael Jordan or LeBron James, okay? So Gilbert Arenas, he had some interesting comments about this particular topic because he feels that the media pretty much doesn't want to see anybody else become the GOAT. Now, me personally, I have always felt like, why do people want Michael Jordan to be the GOAT for all of eternity, right? Like, Michael Jordan came in, he had his time, he did what he did, he became the GOAT, and he had his run as the GOAT. Like, what is the obsession with wanting Michael Jordan to be the GOAT for all of eternity? If somebody comes along and they're just clearly better at basketball, why are people so dead set on Michael Jordan being the GOAT for always and forever? It makes no sense. I look at it like, you know, in the NFL, we got a guy like Patrick Mahomes. This dude is on his quest to three-peat, right? This has never been done before in NFL history. Ladies and gentlemen, if Patrick Mahomes three-peats, I'm sorry, I got Tom Brady as the GOAT right now. If Patrick Mahomes three-peats, I'm sorry, bro. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. Like, it just is what it is. I love Brady. But if Patrick Mahomes comes along and he does something that we've never seen before, right? I'm sorry. He's going to be my GOAT. Okay? It is what it is. So, obviously, the media, you know, they've made being the GOAT essentially unattainable for LeBron James. They've put in certain metrics and things that they didn't even use for Jordan when they called him the GOAT. They're doing this with LeBron James, and Gilbert Arenas, he's had enough of it. And this is what he had to say on Dwight Howard's podcast.
And this is what I hate about the narrative now, right? When they say GOAT, right? He's the GOAT. And they say, you gotta have this. When he got the title, he didn't have that.
That's exactly what when he got the greatest, when they made the statue to say greatest of all time, he didn't have none of the shit they talking about.
But when he got the crown as greatest of all time, he didn't have a championship. When they said you're better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he did not have a championship yet,
bro.
The championship just said, woo! Everybody give him the keys. But to get the label, he didn't have nothing. So if you're saying this person got to get put into that category, you can't not now say 6 rings because a nigga who has it didn't have 6 rings. He didn't have no rings and you gave it to him. So you can't use metrics now to say you gotta have at least this to be labeled this when the nigga who got labeled that didn't have none of it. Why you think Kareem was mad? Kareem got all these championships and all these points and y'all took the shit away from him.
Yeah, bro.
Right? Magic and Bird never even got to touch the GOAT. They had 5 and 3 rings when they gave it. Like, you'd be like, all right, 5 rings, 3 rings, 3 MVPs in a row.
He the GOAT. That's like niggas calling Ant the GOAT now.
You the GOAT. You the GOAT.
Right?
You the GOAT.
That's like niggas calling Ant the GOAT right now.
88, 89, 90. So Jordan was 26 when they was considered him the best player in the world.
It's crazy.
Averaged 37, 35, 32. You can't do that anymore. There's no play like Luka. There's no player that can come into the league.
Average 37.
37, 35, 32, 33, and no one says when you go win championships.
Yep.
So when you talk about scoring titles, he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He got 5 scoring titles before he wins anything. So when he wins, he got 5 scoring titles, 2 MVPs under his belt before he wins his first championship. Name somebody who can go and win scoring title 5 times before they start questioning his legacy.
Nigga, you ain't gonna make it to your second time. When
they
KD was getting scoring title, it was already
they gonna already kill it. Yeah. Skip Bayless, he gonna already kill your legacy.
That's crazy. Yeah,
and that's the problem. Like, yo, let these dudes give them the grace period you gave to everybody else.
Yeah,
they can't do it. They want MJ to be the GOAT. And like you said, who the GOAT?
Bron the GOAT. Bron my GOAT. I'm gonna keep it a beam.
I'm gonna just tell you this.
Bron my GOAT, man. Y'all know that. Y'all niggas know this shit though. Tway, you know that, bro.
The GOAT has to change. The GOAT has to change because when was the last time Jordan was Jordan? Most of the people who defend Jordan never seen a nigga in real life.
Yep.
Right? I came in his back to his back to back. My legacy of Jordan was the three-peat, the second one. I don't know nothing about the 80s, dude.
Yeah. When he still
niggas
had
who's
hair,
born,
yeah.
any nigga who born in 90, you don't know Jordan. Shut up.
Facts.
Right.
You don't know Michael fucking Jordan.
Yeah.
If you was born in 88, you don't know Michael fucking Jordan. You don't know what you was watching at 11 years old, dog. Shut up. Right? So Kobe was your GOAT.
Yeah.
Because you got to see what it really looked like.
Get him drafted in 96, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You really get to see, okay, so you're old enough to understand every movie he's doing, everything. LeBron James in this decade, you take away all the niggas that's over 60 years old speaking on TV, they will never bring up Michael Jordan because he's not real today.
Yeah.
He's real, like we know who he is, but the only people who bring him up is when LeBron James' name gets. That's the only reason Michael Jordan is relevant.
Yep. They need somebody to combat that.
They're combating the stats.
Yeah.
The greatest. Like once LeBron James is solidified, you are the GOAT. Jordan swindles. That's why niggas is like, yo, why nobody talk about Kobe being the great? Because he got surpassed already.
Yep.
There's no point in talking about number 3. It's only 1 and 2 now.
Yep.
So you guys just heard what Gilbert Arenas had to say, and I agree 1,000% with Gilbert Arenas. I think the media, they've done a hell of a job at, promoting Michael Jordan. I was just arguing with some guys in the comment section last night, and they were saying how, LeBron can't be the GOAT because Jordan is 6-0. My thing is this. When did we ever care about a finals record up until Skip Bayless? My whole life growing up, nobody ever said, oh, Kobe's 5-2 in the finals. No, we just said Kobe had 5 rings. We never said, oh, Shaq is, 4-2 in the finals. We always said Shaq has 4 rings, right? This never really was a thing up until Skip Bayless set up on national TV every day saying LeBron is 4-6 or 4-5 or whatever the case is, right? This was never a thing. These are Skip Bayless's talking points that people have taken and they've regurgitated them, all over social media the last, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, how long Skip Bayless has been on TV, right? You guys are Skip Bayless's minions. You guys don't think for yourself. You guys don't use critical thinking skills. We got people saying, oh, LeBron James teamed up with this guy and teamed up with that guy. You guys realize Scottie Pippen was first team All NBA 3 years in a row? First team All Defense 3 years in a row? You guys do realize Jerry Krause is one of the greatest GMs of the 90s era, if not the greatest? One could make the argument he's one of the greatest GMs of all time. You guys realize Phil Jackson is the greatest coach of all time? So when we talk about help, ladies and gentlemen, do you guys understand how much help Michael Jordan had? When the Bulls were, breaking up in 98, they asked Michael Jordan, they're like, yo, will you play for the Bulls if Phil Jackson isn't your coach? Michael Jordan said no. He didn't even want to play without Phil Jackson. That's how great Phil Jackson was. And then Phil Jackson was so great, he went on to win 5 more championships with a Michael Jordan clone in Kobe Bryant. He went and won 5 more rings with a guy who wasn't even as good as Michael Jordan. That's how great Phil Jackson was. But what they do with Michael Jordan is they underrate Michael Jordan's help. They underrate his coaches. They underrate his GM. They underrate Scottie Pippen and all the players Michael Jordan played with, Tony Kukoc and Ron Harper and all these guys, Dennis Rodman, all these guys. They underrate those guys. And then with LeBron, what they do is they overrate LeBron's help. They overrate Eric Spoelstra. They overrate Ty Lue. They overrate Frank Vogel. They overrate Kyrie, Kevin Love, all these guys. I get on the internet every day. I see guys talking about, oh, well, Kevin Love was great before LeBron turned him into a spot-up shooter. Wait a second. You talking about Kevin Love that never even got to the playoffs in Minnesota? You talking about the Kevin Love that LeBron took and went to 4 straight finals with him? That's the Kevin Love you talking about? Come on, man. Y'all got to stop this, man. Seriously. Y'all got to stop this. So I agree, like I said, with Gilbert Arenas 1,000%, man. You know, and we're starting to see a changing of the guard in the media, right? You know, the Skip Baylesses, the Stephen A. Smiths, the guys that have been pushing this Jordan narrative, you guys are getting phased out, okay? The new faces, the new voices are telling the truth about who they believe is the GOAT. And I'm glad we have new opinions, and I'm glad that more people are starting to wake up, you know, because a lot of you guys have been programmed by the Michael Jordan media machine, okay? So, like I said, y'all do me a favor, man. Come into the comments down below and let me know your thoughts on this particular topic. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. This was another installment of The Locker Room. Peace.
If I'm instigated, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Good night. Have a seat. Fuck you, Locker Room.